Jessica, the Sweetwater Stitcher, and today is Thursday, January 26th. Welcome back to everyone who is a returning viewer. Thank you for stopping by. And if you are a new viewer, welcome. Thank you for checking out my channel, which is mainly about cross stitch. And sometimes I have other crafting items to share. So today I have lots of stuff on my table. I've gotten in a couple orders, some mystery box, the mystery box from Chantel. I have the Keeper Club from Carrie at Tiger Lily Designs, which I will show later. And for both of those, I will let you know when I'm going to show them in case you also ordered and haven't received them yet. I have a finish. I have some previous finishes and whips. So let's go ahead and get started because I have a lot of stuff to share. So the first thing I want to talk about to get some stuff off the table are my previous finishes. So I brought upstairs before I will probably change the decorations over this weekend to Valentine's Day, but I have some winter decorations. I don't have a lot, so I brought up a couple of the things. And the first are, these are part of the Lori Holt stitch cards, and I don't know which letter they are. I want to say that they are stitch card set C, but I'm not 100% sure. And so what I did is I have the skate and the hat I brought upstairs, and I also have this snowman. And there's one other one I didn't do, but I stitched them on 14 count chalkboard Aida with, I'm pretty sure these are the called for colors. I also used Chelsea's checks in the red. Then I have Priscilla's plaids on the back, and I have a little bow. And when I make a pillow with stitching, mainly when I'm making the pillow with Aida, I like to add fabric in some place, and sometimes I'll put it all the way around the Aida, and it helps me to get, and this corner even is a little bit round still, but it helps me to get the corners poked out so they're nice and crisp. So that's just a little tip. You obviously do not have to put fabric on it, but it just gives it a little bit, it helps you, in my opinion. And this also, since this is a small design and I have these sitting up on a display, they're not all in a bowl. I know Lori, I think, does it that way, and Angela from Happy Little Stitch Shop, but I don't have just one bowl with them. So I wanted to make the pillow a little bit bigger, and that's also why I added the fabric. So you can make them either way and they turn out great. And they're a quick, easy stitch for gifts or anything. And I'll bring them up next week. I have another set of stitch cards. I added fabric also, but I made them more of a long, skinny pillow. So there's different ways that you can make them. Now this is a pillow I made, and this doesn't have any fabric around the sides. This is from this book, this Snowball by Brenda Gervais, and I did Winter Wonderland. And this is stitched on 28 count Mushroom Lugana with the called for colors. And I backed it with some gingham, and this is from Hobby Lobby, I believe. It's like a tan and white. And then I have rickrack along the side, and this rickrack is the Lori Holt rickrack. And I'm just looking, I glued this rickrack down with hot glue. So you can either use hot glue, or you can also, there's a method where you sew it, and I believe this other pillow I'm gonna show you, I sewed the rickrack. Oops. So you can do it either way. I have in a bag, I have my book along with some more Mushroom Lugana and the colors, and I bought the button pack from Just Another Button Company to put the buttons for this series. and they sell that on their site. And there's like some snowflake buttons. You can see in the picture on these two pillows, there are a couple other buttons. And these are some of the other designs if you haven't seen this book. But this is from 2021, so 2 years ago. I want to stitch more of them to go in my dough bowl, but I just kind of got burnt out on winter stitching and wanted to move into Valentine's Day. So I'll get around to it. This is Winter from Seasons of the Heart by Brenda Gervais as well. And this is my pillow. And this pillow is on 36 count. It's an R&R. Winter's Brew, I believe. It's whatever the called for was. I used all of the called for colors on this. And I showed this not too long ago. And then I have, this fabric is also from Hobby Lobby. And here I used this little tiny rickrack and I sewed this rickrack on. So if you notice too, like on the back of these pillows, I don't have a slit or anything. I do sometimes like to cut the slit in the back, but on pillows where I'm going to add rickrack along the edges, which I tend to do that a lot now because I will leave the back closed. I'll leave the opening on the bottom. I can stitch that up. And then when I put the rickrack on around the edges, it hides my seam where I stitched it up. And I don't feel like I am that great at stitching it up. And that's why I would prefer to cut the back open. But once I put the rickrack on and then it's sitting in a bowl, you don't even notice. So I've started to do it that way. And I also have the spring pillow. It's in my decorations. I'll get that out when I change them over. And I still need to stitch the summer and the fall. And those I'm going to work on this year, getting those done. All right, I have one more previous finish. And this is called Snowy Jar, I believe. It's from the, whatever the chalk jar series. Now I can't even think of what it's called. It's by Hands On Design, and it was the collaboration with Priscilla Blaine. And this is the snowy one. And again, these are some of my this is like the first series that I ever stitched. I have all of them done except for the last one, which is Liberty. And I would like to get that one done because then I will have the whole series. But I don't know what it is. I just like this, all of these so much. So, and I used all the called for colors, and this is on 14 count chalkboard Ada. So, another one of my favorites. And I don't even, as many of you know, and if you're new, I live in Florida, and so we don't have snow, which is why I don't have a lot of winter. And I like the looks of the snowman stitches, but I don't really like stitching all the white. So it ends up kind of falling to the wayside. But that's one of my favorites. So I think my favorite of that series is the one with the Santas, which is the one I had at Christmas time. Okay, so that's on my previous finishes. Then let me talk about two things coming up. So the first is Chantel with 141 Design Company. She is doing a stitch along for Kathy's new Hands On Design Mad for Plaid series. The series is in shops right now, or the 4 charts. Autumn was a free chart, and it still is a free chart on the Hands On Design website. So if you don't want to buy the whole thing and you just want to try it out, you can get Autumn for free. But if you purchase the new Mad for Plaid chart, it comes with all 4 of them. But she's doing a stitch along, and it's starting on the week next week, so starting on Sunday. And we're starting with the spring chart. I will put a link below for Stacy's Creative Studio. I know she has them in stock, and if you use the code Sweetwater, you will get 10% off of your chart. So I'll put her link below. I know Chantel is getting some more in, and she has some other things to go with it. And then Chantel also made the backer, which is the on the edge stand, and you can purchase that from her. You can also purchase that from other retailers as well. So if you're buying your chart from somewhere, they might have the backer. The hashtag is hashtag 141 Mad for Plaid Sal, and I will be participating. I think I'm going to stitch it on some kind of black. I need to figure that part out, and I am going to use the Cosmo floss, which is what it is called for. It also has a DMC conversion in the chart. So I wanted to tell you about that. Also, Nichol Spohr, which I will link her below, she has already done 2 different stitch-alongs in her group, and she is about to announce on Sunday in her latest, or in her video, what her next stitch-along is going to be. She has a poll on her Facebook group right now where you can vote, and there are 2 choices, and it's escaping me as to what they are right now. But you can go over to her Facebook, join her Facebook group, and then you can vote, or just tune into her Flosstube video on Sunday, and she'll be announcing what her stitch along is. So once she announces it, I will talk about it next week on my video and let you know what she decided on, and more information about that, which I'm sure she'll put that out. She's really good, and same thing like Chantel, she has a whole schedule about when it is, and I will be participating with her in that as well. So I wanted to talk about both of those. Now let's show you my finish. So I started at the beginning of January, Brick House Sampler, and it is my blessing sampler for this year. So my goal was to have it finished by the end of the month, and I am happy to say that I got it finished on Tuesday night. And this is the chart in case you do not know what I'm talking about. This is by With Thy Needle and Thread, Brenda Gervais. I had a hard time finding it, or I've had the chart for a while, but I was trying to link it last week, and I was having a hard time finding it. I did hear from a friend that she was able to find it at Farm Girl Dry Goods, who's Michelle Rudy, her store. So I will try to, I will look when I'm making the show notes to see if I can find it in her store. And if I do, I will link it below. I know right now that Brenda's store, which is Country Stitches Online, it's on a, she's on like vacation, so her store is not open, but whenever she comes back, which I think it's going to be next week, the beginning of February, she should have it in her store as well if you are interested. But this is my finish, and like I said, I was able to finish it. I stitched it on 36 count Mayflower by Fox and Rabbit, and I love it so much. I did change the colors, and I'm happy to send you the colors if you're interested. So if you do want to know the colors I used, send me a message. I wrote them down, and I can send you that picture of them. Otherwise, I'm not going to put them in the notes. But I love it so much. Like I said, it is a present, so I will let you know once I'll post a picture once I give it to the recipient. Let me put it here so you can see. I am still going back and forth. I did purchase a finishing piece last night at Hobby Lobby. I'm on the fence using that, which is a frame of sorts, or buying an actual frame. I am going to mount it on foam core. I'm going to pin it and lace it. So there will be no glue in the process. And even if I do mount it to this finishing piece I bought, I will use like finishing tape, not glue. So that is my plan as far as finishing samplers. Is I either going to use some type of a mounting board, or I am going to frame them, but I'm not going to use any glue. And then as far as some of my smaller pieces, I don't have a problem using the hot glue and that kind of stuff. So that's kind of my idea so far. So one more time and then I'll move on. But I'm very proud of this and I'm really excited to have it finished. And that is my first sampler finish. So I'm really excited about that as well. And I know that the person I'm gifting it to, she will like it too. So that is my finish. Okay, let's get to the whips. So one thing before I talk about the whips that I wanted to mention is, so while I was stitching that, I did stitch on some other smaller things, and I'm trying to think. Nothing else has been finished, but I have made a little bit of progress on, well, I take that back. Oh, I have one more finish. I almost forgot this. I finished stitching this, but I never fully finished it. So this was Bless Your Heart by Stitching with the Housewives, and I was able to fully finish this. I still have to finish the back of it, but I did finish it using Kathy Haberman's tutorial on one of her videos, which I will link it below, on how to make like the pin cushion. Oh, and I forgot another thing downstairs too. I made a pin cushion with just fabric, and it's really cute too, in the same method. So I was able to finish this also this week, and it goes on my tree. And then, yeah, okay. I knew I had something else done. So I have gotten that done, and then I have this, which I already showed. This is the freebie from Salt and Pepper Stitching, and it's on her Instagram, and I've shared this also. But I have, with the 141 Design Company, the mystery make-along pack, I am going to use one of those pieces to finish this on, which is why I haven't fully finished it yet. So I was able to, with my brick house sampler, get that completely done. And I got to a point, which I'm sure some of you can relate from the comments, which thank you for all the comments from last week. There was a lot of people who either are monogamous or they stitch on 2 to 3 things. And I really found, as much as I do still have 4 or 5 things I worked on. I really was happy with the progress, obviously, because I had a finish. But I got to a certain point on Brick House Sampler where I was just really motivated to get it done. And so I stitched on that for like 4 days in a row. Well, really, ever since my last video, I stitched on it until I was finished with it. And that's the only thing I stitched on until I was done. So that was 5 days in a row that I stitched on it to get it finished. And I love doing that. So what I decided to do, and this is, you can just see my book of days. What I decided to do is go back through some of the plans I had made for the year and pick out 12, well, now I have 11 because this was the first sample, or like large piece. And I mean, I have other samplers that are much larger than this. It's just a big, pretty heavy stitching piece. So I went through my samplers and I picked out 11 of them because there's 11 more months left. And they're all ones that I have started. And one is new, and that one is actually on the way. And I am planning to do that next month. But the rest, so 10 of them are whips. And they are all samplers that I started last year. And some of them aren't samplers, some of them are just larger pieces. But they're all like big projects that I did start that I want to put in some major progress on this year. So my plan is from each month, I will pull a whip stick, which the whip sticks are the idea is from Chantel at 141 Design Company. And you can use anything. She created some, but you can use popsicle sticks, you can use paint sticks. And what you do is you'll I don't have them over here with me, but you will write down or use a label maker and put the name of the projects on the sticks. And then you put them in a cup, and each month you pull one out. Or whenever you say you want to work on a whip, but you don't know what to work on today, you can pull one out, and that kind of helps you to decide. So I have my whips my large whips I want to work on in this basket. And each month I'm going to pull one of those out. And that's going to be my main focus piece for the month. And it's a large piece, like I said. And how I decided what I put in that basket is by thinking what, at the end of the year, whether I finish it or not, do I want to have hanging in my house immediately. So I had other whips and like larger pieces that I really like, but I felt like I didn't need it immediately. So that's kind of was my criteria to picking what I put in there. It was really hard because I still have some in another basket that I also really want to work on. So I am going to share what's in that basket during my 1 year anniversary, or like around there. I'll have a separate video that's more of a whip parade, and I'm going to share those with you. I also created a basket that has my hands across the sea patterns that I've either started, or I have a couple in there that I haven't started, but I have them all kitted up because I will still be doing the hashtag hats first week of the month Sal, which is to stitch on a hands across the sea pattern during the first week. So I will be doing that, and I have quite a few of those. So I'll share those ones that I have. And then in my other like in my clear plastic bins, and then I have some other whip baskets that are behind me that have more seasonal pieces. I will pick out like 2 or 3 small seasonal pieces that I would like to work on. And if I get them done, great. If I don't, I'll save them for next year. But I'm really hoping that that's going to work for me, because after I got Brick House Sampler done, I got really motivated to pull some bigger pieces out and put some work in on them. And one other thing I also am doing during the month is I am going to do a 25th day Sal, which I'll show you. I worked on that yesterday. So Christmas on the 25th, I have a Halloween, like larger piece for the 13th. I have and that was different than what I had originally chosen. And then I picked something for either the 31st or the last day, and that's more of a fall piece. And then I have the same 4th piece, which is the Plum Street Sampler, God Bless America. So I'll kind of talk as I go through, but that's my plan now. And like I said, after I worked on the one, I really liked that idea. So just for what it's worth, that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, let me get this for you. So for my 25th day, which was yesterday, was the 25th, I decided to work on Santa Stops Here. And I was planning to work on This Happy Morning, but I decided to put This Happy Morning in my large whip basket. So I will pull that to work on for a whole month at some point. So I have a lot done on this. Well, a lot is relative, but I have the whole border minus all the berries. So this is for the 25th. So on the 25th of every month, I'll pull this out. I know that's a lot of talking, but I do have a method to my madness. So this is where I am. Last night I was able to put in a little bit more of the bricks, and then I did this part right here. I did only work on this last night because I did start another Valentine's I worked on during the day, just because I had a couple other Valentine smalls that I was interested in doing. And after I had finished Brick House, I really kind of wanted to work on what I wanted to work on, or like work on something new. All right, so another thing I wanted to share that I did, and I did this, and I'll show when I do my other video, my other bags. But what I did on all the bags, even if it was a vinyl front, I have these tags from Amazon, and you can put a picture on them too. I just didn't do that part. I tied them on with twine, and I wrote on the bag, oh, this one's coming untied. I wrote on the bag what is in it. And then I also, like, for this is my 25th day. So if I pull this bag out, I will know that that's what this is. So for the one that's the 4th, I wrote God Bless America, and then I wrote 4th day. And then for all of my, let's see. So here's another one, and this is another pattern to show you. This is Big Hearted Tiny Town. And what I did is I put on my tag, so this is a vinyl front so I can see what it is, but I wrote Big Hearted Tiny Town, and then I wrote what my hashtag was. And so one of the reasons is so that I can make sure to share it on my video, but also when I'm working on this and I'm going to post a picture on Instagram, I want to use the hashtag so I have it all on here. And then on my patterns that are in my Hands Across the Sea, I wrote HATS for Hands Across the Sea. I also, on the ones that I have in my basket that I'm pulling the whip sticks, I wrote on the back of the card, I wrote whip sticks, WIPS stick. Just so that if the bag got left somewhere, I would know where to put it back, and or I would know why, like, where did it come from, or what am I using it for. All right, so this is where I did only a little bit more. I still have a lot more of this to do. This is the halfway mark, so I have the whole rest of this. I was able to get a little bit more done over here, and this fabric is 32 count covered bridge by LFA Linens. And I am using all of the called for colors. So I love these. And, so Chantel from 141 Design Company, she has a backer, which I got. It's still in the plastic, but oops, it's falling out the bottom of the plastic. But this is what it looks like if you haven't seen, and this is just like a computer generated image. But she has directions on the package. She also just did on YouTube, she did a whole finishing video on how to finish the project on the backer. And she used, or her model stitcher stitched on either 14 or 28 count. But Jodie, who is simply stitching Ocala, she used 16 count, which is similar to my size, and mounted it. And you can see the size difference of the two of them. So Jodie shows it on her Flosstube video, which is simply stitching Ocala. If you want to go check her out, and then you can see her finish of the stitch along. And again, this stitch along, the hashtag is hashtag Big Hearted Sal, and I am hosting it along with Holly from Mrs. Jones Stitches. So if you are not following the hashtag, follow that, and go follow Holly if you don't follow her either. So both fun people to follow. All right, this was one of the, and I have this giant piece of fabric because I didn't cut it down. This is one of the ones I started yesterday because I have seen this in multiple places. One was from Jodie, who is simply stitching Ocala, and also Michelle, who is Penny's daughter, shares. She shared her finish of this, and I have been eyeing it for a while, and I decided I really wanted to do it. So this is V is for Valentine by Heartstring Samplery, and you can purchase this as a PDF on the Heartstring website, and I'll link it below. And this is where I am. I am using most of the called for colors. This is 28 count vintage smoky white, and I think it's going to look great. I love the deep red in the flower. So I only got a little done, but I was excited to get that started. And that is in this beautiful bag by Buckleberry Quilts. And since I just started this yesterday, I don't have a little tag telling me what is in here, but I will be putting that on there. So this would be considered like a small. And also, since I'm at the end of the month, I finished my large piece. I'm just kind of picking things I want to work on. I was able to get in a little bit more on another sampler. I'm trying to do a couple more Valentine smalls before I kind of transition into some spring stitching for the smalls. So whatever's kind of left over at the end of the month, you can use as time to do whatever. Okay, this is the last whip I have. And I wanted to make sure to show this because I said I would share it this week. This is Margaret Felicia Dyson, and I showed this last week. I know Carol, who is Saltbox Stitcher, and Carrie, Tiger Lily, and other people are working on this. Some are using the called for. Carrie made a color conversion to Aurifloss, or to Aurifil 12 weight, I don't remember which one. And then I used a conversion, kind of my own, that I made up based on a picture I saw on Fox and Rabbit's website, or I mean on their Instagram. And these are the colors that I have. So, and this is where I am, or this is how far I got. So I have the border done to the bottom, and then I was able to stitch up a flower, and I did that to show the colors. But I did go through and I kind of picked like a dark red, a medium red, a light red, or bright, like reddish pink, and then I have a light green and a dark green, and then there's like some blues and purples, and so I kind of tried to match the color. I started with the colors, and then I went in and tried to match the colors to the colors on the chart. So that's all I've gotten so far. I'm happy to tell you what I've used so far, but I don't want to necessarily say these are the colors I'm using for the other parts in case I change my mind. So if you are interested in knowing what I've done so far, like I said, happy to give that information to you, but I'm still playing around with the other parts. So I am excited to get more of that. I'm going to try to stitch on a little more of that, maybe the rest of the week, or just working on the smalls, and then that'll go back in a basket. So, but I want to be sure to share that with you guys. Okay, the next thing I wanted to share, I'm trying to not knock everything over, is I have a couple freebies to share. I'm trying to think. There was one I saw today, and it's from last year or the year before, and it was from the Scarlet House, and it's a Valentine. I mean, I didn't print that one off, but I did print these, and all three of these are from the Aurifil website, and I will put a link below. But this is the first one, and this doesn't have a cover page, but it's free. It's by Susan Aki, and it's called My Valentine. So this is on the Aurifil website. This is another one. This is called Rosso Rubino, and this was one that this is also by Susan Aki. She curated this floss pack and then made a chart with it, or had a chart and then put the floss. So you can buy all these colors as a floss pack that go with the chart. But I pulled these because they were all reds and Valentines. And then this is by Susan Aki for Minnikin Simpson. Again, it's on the Aurifil website, and it's called Stitches, and it's reds and pinks also. But that's another fun little sampler. Again, all of them are free. Okay, here's a couple more free ones. So this is called Hope Celebration Small, and this is by Hello from Liz Matthews. This is on her website, and I'm gonna just flash them quickly because they are free, but you have to go to find them. So this, and it would be, you could do it all in pinks, you could do purples, but I thought it looked kind of springish and or Valentine's-y. And then these are two of the hands-on design ones that you can find on her blog. And she also should be very soon coming out with her newest anniversary freebie. So these are two. This is called Love You. And I'm sure you have seen these. And if you haven't, I want to share them. And if you have, just remind you of some of the things out there. And then this is another one just called Love. But they're all small, easy, quick stitches. You could do them for a gift. You could do them for yourself for a bowl. But I just wanted to put those out there to share. All right, let's see. What else do I have going on here? Okay, this is another stitch along. Oh, where did... All right, hold on. Oh, here. It's right here. This is, I talked about this last week. This is the Love Notes by Fat Quarter Shop. This is also a free chart. This is on the Fat Quarter Shop website in conjunction with, I will be stitching this. They have a floss pack of DMC, which I shared also. I think I am going to end up using Blushing Beauty and Ladybug, and then I'll probably just use the white. And I am going to stitch mine on 32 count flax linen, so it'll be a little bit different looking. But this is a free stitch along. It's starting February 1st if you're interested in stitching along as well. They also have these, which are the heartfelt box, so you can keep your floss in here. There are floss drops. There is a heart mesh bag. I'll put all the stuff below. You can go to the Fat Quarter Shop website to find all of that and purchase kind of piecemeal what you would like or are interested in. And if you just want to join in and you have fabric and you have floss, this is a free PDF download. All you have to do is go to their website and download it. And then the hashtag is hashtag FQS Love Note. So just use the hashtag when you are posting your picture. So I'm excited about that starting. And I might try to get that started a little bit in the next couple days as well, just to get a head start. Okay, next. All right, let me show you another fun thing. So I have seen a couple people post these. One of the people is Chelsea, who is, I'm going to put her Instagram below because I want to say it's Stitching Wren. But she is Annie's daughter, who's Annie B's folk art. And she posted this on Instagram. And then I saw some other people doing it too. So this is a jewelry case from Target. And it looks very similar to the hand and lock. It looks similar to some of the other jewelry cases from Amazon and stuff. But it was at Target. It was $20. And it all, to me, is very similar. So it did have, and this, one of the ideas in it I got from her. But right here was a ring holder. So it had all the little things to put the rings in. I tore that out and I put some batting so that I could put threads in there. Up here I have a needle case. I have a corner gauge. I have some needle minders, my scissors. I have my Unstitcher, which I will link this. This is from Fat Quarter Shop. I highly recommend this. And then I just have some extra floss cards in there. And so I've been carrying this around, and then I set it up like this next to me when I'm stitching, and I can get to all my stuff. I have my little, I can throw my scraps in here, and then I zip it up and take it to the next place. I also can zip it up and my kids can't get into it. So I'm really enjoying that. And then this is a thread holder. I got this pack from Amazon. These are what they are. And this was 20 of them for like $6 or something. I'll link it below. But I saw Brenda using this on her hoop, and it's to hold your excess fabric. And I cannot recommend this enough. I have tried using Wonder Clips. I have tried all kinds of other stuff to hold the excess fabric, and this is by far the best. And I think it is the best because it's able to really like go around your hoop, whereas the other ones are not hooking it to the hoop. I'll try to post a picture on Instagram showing you what it looks like, but these are really great. So if you've been looking for something to hold the bulk of your fabric while you're using your hoop, I really, really recommend. And I'll put a link to these below too, but this is what they are. But I cannot recommend those enough. And like I said, I've been trying other things and nothing, like things I had, and nothing was working. Okay. Let's see. Okay, this is not new, but this is something else I want to start. So because it's about to be February and Valentine's Day, I see lots of red, and it's really making me want to stitch with red, which is why I feel like I've been drawn to a lot of Valentine's stitching. But I was watching Stacy, who's the 911 stitcher, and I watched her most recent video, and then I was going back and watching some of her other videos, and she had one on samplers. And she had stitched this, which is Ruth Gibbs by Hands Across the Sea. And her finisher had sewn it into a small pillow. And I thought that was a great idea of an alternative way to finish a small little sampler. So I already had this chart, so I went out and pulled it out. I had some 103 silk, a Verssois, so I'm going to use this. And then I found some parchment 36 count. So I am going to start this small sampler on this, and hopefully it won't take too long, and stitch it and sew it into a pillow. And I just thought that was a great idea. I had never really thought to put, I just figured if I stitch these samplers, I'm gonna frame them or somehow mount them on the wall, but I just thought this was such a great idea to make it into a pillow. I'll probably do something very similar to hers. I will link the video that I saw it in, and then also go check her out. She has she's a wealth of information, and she's very knowledgeable and gives a lot of information. Oh, and one more thing I forgot to say. Somebody was asking if I could tell you if I was using one strand or two, and I forgot when I was talking about my whips, but I will tell you just as a piece of information. If I stitch on 36 count, I always am using one strand. Unless I tell you two, I'm always using one. On 32, 28, 14, I'm always using two strands. So just as a rule of thumb for myself, if I'm on 36, one strand, and if I'm on 32 or 28, sometimes I'll stitch on 14, I would be using two strands of floss. And then on the linen, I'm going over 2 linen squares. So if you have more questions, I'm happy to answer them, but I wanted to make sure to mention that. I meant to talk about that while I was showing my whips, but I forgot. Okay, let me go ahead and show you some of my haul, I think is what we're up to next. And then I'll show like my individual haul, and then I will show the Keeper Club, which is from Carrie from Tiger Lily Designs, and then I'll show you my mystery make-along box. So if you got the Keeper Club or the mystery make-along and you don't want to see them, they're going to be at the very end, and then I will do the giveaways. Okay, and I have a note about the giveaways too. Okay, so this is a pattern that my friend lent me. This is called Chubby Charmer, and it is a bag pattern with charm squares. And so I bought the tomato charm pack and then some other yardage to make this bag. So I don't know when I'm doing this, soon, because I also got a featherweight machine, and I'm gonna show it next week. I keep forgetting to get it out, but another friend had one for sale, so I purchased that from her, and I am gonna sew, at least piece the bag together on that machine, and I could not be happier. So I will share that next week. I keep forgetting to pull it out for you guys. But I wanted a fun project. I've been wanting to make that bag for a while. I love that fabric. So I got that from Fat Quarter Shop. And then this is from As the U Flies, Chris. And I bought this floss tag, which is so cute. And I got a couple other things, but they are for gifts, so I don't want to share them. But she has some awesome stuff in her Etsy shop, As the U Flies. So I wanted to share that. And I am in the Patreon for Farm Girl Dry Goods. And we got our linen for this, I think it's quarterly for the level I'm at. And this is called Norfolk. And this is the color. I don't know if you can see the right coloring, but it's really pretty. And she says on the paper that it is a good substitution for Lakeside Linen Pearl Barley and Picture This Plus Wren. And I don't know. So we get a fat quarter as part of the Patreon. And I don't know if it is only exclusive to Patreon or if you can buy her dyed linens in her shop or not. But I am going to use this for, in the new Blackbird Designs book, Token of Love, the sampler. I'm going to stitch it on this. And that is going to be my last day of the month stitch. So I'm going to use her linen for that because it does call for Picture This Plus Wren. So I thought that was perfect. And then I am in the Fox and Rabbit Fabric of the Month Club. And this is the fabric for this month, which just came today. So if you get that and you don't want to know, fast forward. But this is called Western Red Cedar. And it's really pretty pinky color. It looks very similar to Sanguine, which is a Weeks Dye Works color. It's really pretty. And I tried to dye something, and mine's like a little bit darker than this, but it's very similar color tones. But I love this piece. I don't know what I'm going to use it for yet, but it will go to use because it's really pretty. Okay, this is from Stacy Stitches, and she has these in her shop. They are the Lovable Petites, and one of these, or this pattern, will also be part of the giveaway today. So you can find this at her shop or hope to win it in the giveaway. And then this is a fun little thing that I received from Pine Mountain Designs. They have a new club, and it's called Life is Just a Bowl of, and it's every month, I believe. I wish I looked that. I think it's every month. So this is the February one, and it's really cool. So that's what it's gonna look like. So in your box, we got this cute little card, which I'm gonna tape this into my planner. It's like a little vintagey thing. And then they send you a bowl, and then you have a choice of white or brown. And then you get all the stuff to go in the bowl. So you get the little wool balls. You get, and you use the same bowl for the whole series. The stuff that goes in it is what you'll get different. They have this heart, and you can do a blanket stitch around the edge. And then this is the finishing materials to finish the pieces. And I should have opened this before, sorry. This is for the rolled part. So they already, and this is a 16 count. They already sewed the fabric onto the linen, or the Aida. You stitch it, and then you roll it to make the needle roll pillow, or like the little pillow. And then they give you the Aida to stitch the other piece and the backing fabric. And then, like I said, they have the finishing. So it all comes in a kit each month. And I will put a link below to this. I'm excited to get this going. I will put this in my February stitching to hopefully be able to get this finished and put the bowl out. It's so cute. And the bowl is really nice as well. It's all distressed and painted. It's really nice. So, and again, that was from Pine Mountain Designs. And Sandra Workman is the designer, and she has a ton of other really, really cute designs. So, and I know last year they did a monthly series. It was I think it was called Over the Hill. So it was like, or On the Hilltop, something like that. It was like a little hill, and each month had a little stitch and something that had to do with the month. It was really cute. So I'm pretty sure that's for sale on their website. I've seen it. So, okay, let me I think that's all the haul besides my 2 boxes that I want to show. So the first box was the mystery make-along. And this was from Chantel at 141 Design Company. And let me show you the... goodness. This was what it was. So you pre-ordered it and they shipped out last week. And it's so cute. It's smalls and they are to make smalls for yourself, for smalls exchanges, for gifts, or anything else that you can think of. But they're really, really cute. So the first little part was you got two pieces. One is a square and one is a circle. And they came with two little easels. Finish and put on the easel. And the circle also fits on the little cute easel. And I don't know about you, but if you make it little, it just makes it that much cuter. So I'm actually going to finish on the circle. I'm going to finish this piece on the circle, and I will finish this week, and I'll show it next week for sure. And watch out for my Instagram, and I'll post that before. And also, this is her hashtag 141 mystery make along. If you follow that, you'll see people start to post. And I know that Chantel is going to be having on her channel and in her Facebook group, she'll be doing some finishing to show you how to finish pieces on these boards. This is one of the other ones, which is adorable. You could put a, this fits in there. The roundabouts. Also, if you were to finish on the circle, this circle, you could put that inside of this. Have like a double layer. That's super cute. This is another one. I love this. I want to stitch one of the small samplers, probably one of the ones from Wendy, from the Heart Needle Art, or from the Heart Needle Art by Wendy, and put it on this. It can also go this way. This is one of her scroll frames, but I want to stitch a small sampler and put it on this. This adorable paddle with the hearts. I don't even know. Something, maybe the V is for Valentine. Or that, I might put the V is for I don't know. So many choices. And then this cute piece. It looks like paper with the cutouts at the bottom. So cute. So many possibilities. So many fun small pieces. So now to pick what I'm going to put on them all. Okay, so that was the mystery make-along box. I know she's going to do some more of them in the coming months, so pay attention to her Flosstube, her Instagram. I'll announce them if she has them up. So be on the lookout. She does them as pre-orders, so you can order them and then they will ship out later. And if you do order them, make sure you're only ordering the box. And then if you want other things immediately, make that a separate order, because like I said, the boxes go out later. So if you're putting other things in your cart, then that won't go out till later. From this box, I'm sure she'll have a few of the pieces, but probably not all. She won't have all of them bundled together again. So make sure next time, if you're interested or you like her wood pieces, to get in on the box, because it's fun to get it and see what it is. All right, the next piece before I get to the giveaways. So if you haven't received your Keeper Club box, then close your eyes, or don't if you want to see. But this is the Keeper Club, which is from Carrie at Tiger Lily Designs. And Carrie, she also has monthly releases of her project keepers, and I have some of them. But in the Keeper Club, you get a keeper and other little items that go with it, all handcrafted from small shops, and the keepers that are in part of the Keeper Club are exclusive to the Keeper Club only. And they also are all fabric. There is no vintage stitching on them. So on her 15th of the month drops, she does have stitching, but on this one, she only has, it's just strictly fabric, which both ways are amazing. So the first thing that was in the bag, oopsies, that was in the box, I mean, was the beautiful Keeper. And this is what the Keeper looks like, and I could not be more excited. The Tula Pink fabric that I have a lot of my other Tula in, so I was thrilled to get this. And then I already have a project in it. I have her birthday Sal in here. But in the box as well, you got birthday cake popcorn, because it is her birthday this month. So she says that she wants to share her birthday cake with us. And this is from jodiespopcorn.com. And it is a Virginia-based store. So I haven't tried it yet. I've been hiding it from my kids so I can actually get a taste. And then she also has these awesome scissors, which are Stardust Rainbow Embroidery Scissors. And they are from Twice Sheared Sheep.com. A needle minder that is custom designed from My Cotton Blossom Belle. And she has a, let's see, it says it is from her, and then you can follow her on Instagram. So I'll link her Instagram below. But it's handmade and it's perfect. It like matches awesome. And then this is a corner gauge from Scarlet Sky Designs, and she made this. It has a lotus design on here, which is in fashion with Tula Pink. So corner gauges are a great tool to have in every bag. So what I went ahead, oh, and I totally forgot about this part. Also, there is also zipper bling, and this is from Carrie's mom. Look how cute. So, I just put everything in the bag because I think I'm going to keep it all together. I mean, in the keeper, I'm going to keep it all together to use for Carrie's birthday Sal, which I'll briefly touch on again. This is the Sal. It is Harriet Hay by Mill on the Floss. And she, if you go over to her channel, she talks about it. She made a few different color changes. I was contemplating it, but I think I may just stick with the DMC I bought, or I'll see as I go. But I have all the DMC. I have fabric from Cedar River linen that I will be using, and I talked about that last week, but just a reminder, January 31st, so there's coming up Tuesday, is her birthday and her birthday Sal, so wish her a happy birthday as well. So needless to say, the Keeper Club was a huge hit in my book. If you were not able to get in on the January box, it is quarterly. She was having some issues with the website, and they're still working on getting the subscription part going. She will get that all up and running, let people know, and you can go and sign up for her club. If you are at all interested, that's what it's about. It's great, and it's fun to support someone who is doing a great job in the community. And so that's what I have about that. But I'm really excited to use the Keeper, and I was really excited when it was Tula Pink. So, but her workmanship is also great. Okay, so let's get to the giveaways from last week. So I meant to say this at the beginning. There was a bot or a person, or I don't know, putting spam messages on comments saying to contact them through a text message. I will never ask you to text me. I will never ask you to do anything in the comments of giveaways. If you have won a giveaway, you will find out because I will announce it on the channel. I will never comment on your comment. I will never do anything like that. So if you get a message like that again, disregard. And the only way I'm notifying is if I'm saying it on my video. I have deleted as many as I can. I've reported the commenter, but that's all I can do really at this point. So again, if you're getting those messages still, disregard them. I know other Flosstube channels have talked about it, that they've been having the same issues. So hopefully it will get resolved, and I'm really sorry about that, but that is not me. So don't respond, don't text, don't do any of that kind of stuff. All right, so I do have one person did not respond last week, though, for Rudolph and Friends. So if that was you, go back and watch the video and email me, and I have it for one more week. Otherwise, I'll put it back in the pile. But for the giveaways from last week, I have the winner of Quilter's Cottage was Teacher Loves Beauty. Teacher Loves Beauty is the winner. And how you will contact me is you will send me an email to sweetwaterstitcher@gmail.com, which is linked below, and tell me what your name is and say, I won Quilter's Cottage, or whichever one you won, and I will send that in the mail to you. All right, number 2 was February Calendar Crate, and the winner is Ann Robertson. Ann Robertson. And then the winner of Blossom House was Melissa O. Melissa O is the winner of Blossom House. So if you are one of those 3 winners, send me an email and let me know. And then I'll get those in the mail to you as soon as possible. The one person did contact me for Rudolph and Friends, and I did get that in the mail today. So make sure to email me. Okay, so for this coming up week, I have 3 different things. So the first one, and this is compliments of Stacy from Stacy Stitches Creative Studio. This is, you will win a copy of Lovable Petites. So this is number 1. And how you will win is you need to be a subscriber. You need to like the video, leave a comment to the question I am going to ask in a minute, and then tell me, I have 3 things, so 1, 2, or 3, and if you are interested in all of them, you you use the numerical number 1, 2, or 3, and if you want all of them, you put all 3 numbers, and I'll use a random comment generator before my next video, so right before I record next Thursday, and I'll pick them. And that's another indication, if I don't have another video out, I haven't picked the winners. So just to let you know. Also, for these, you do need to be a U.S. resident, and you need to be over 18 because I have to ask for your address. So number 1 is Little House Needleworks Lovable Petites. Number 2 is another February chart. This is February Trucking Along. And this can be done separate or together. Or you can take little parts out. I've even seen someone just take the truck with the roses and make that into a small. That's cute. And okay, for number 3, the chart is Quilty Barn by Lori Holt. And this is the whole chart, which gives you for all the barns. And then it also gives you a pattern to do just the silo. This is number 3. So if you're interested in number 3, then comment, put the number 3. And for this week, I was thinking about what to ask, and I have never asked this on my channel before, and I would be interested and to use it as a way to go for my viewers to go through the comments, and maybe you have a chart someone else is looking for. So what I want you to do for your comment, and even if you're not interested, if you want to still comment, is for the question this week is, do you have a unicorn chart? And a unicorn chart is a chart that you have been looking for. It can either be one that maybe is in print, but you have been looking everywhere for it and you can't find it anywhere. Or most of the time, it would be referring to an out of print chart that you cannot find. And so I am curious as to what your unicorn chart is. So if you have a unicorn chart, post it as the comment. And if you don't and you want to comment, you can just say, I have all the charts I've been looking for, or I know unicorns, or something like that. Also, make sure not to use the word giveaway in your comment, because that will alert whoever's on the internet to the whatever you want to call it, to the video. All right, so also I wanted to put it out there what my unicorn chart is, and it is Evening Shadows in the Garden by Blackbird Designs. I am part of a Facebook page and have posted it on there. But if anyone has that and is willing to share, I would be very much grateful. So if you, again, have a unicorn chart, make sure to post it. Post what you're interested in. And then also throughout the week, if you have some older charts, or you have charts that maybe people are looking to either purchase or borrow, and that's obviously up to your discretion to lend or not, go look through the comments, and maybe somebody has a chart, maybe you have a chart that someone has been looking for, and it can foster some connections. So that is it for this week. I hope you guys have a great week. I look forward to showing you what my large project is next week, and showing you the progress I've made on some of my small pieces. And I should have Brickhouse Sampler fully finished, and I will share that with you also. So until next Thursday, I hope you have a great week. Get lots of stitching done, and stay warm if you are somewhere where it is cold. Bye.